My fish fam, it's Nikachu Merfolk Master, and I would love to try to bring back an oldie. We got Phantasmal Image back to mono blue Merfolk. Can that actually be the spice that really helps us in 2025 going into 2026? We're going to find out. Now, the idea for Phantasmal Image was just this offhand comment in the Merfolk Discord about how Consigned to Memory can be the card that counters the Phantasmal Image trigger. So if people don't know what this card does, and believe me, a lot of people in Modern have completely forgot about this card. It's a 2-mana 0/0 illusion. You may have this creature enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's an illusion in addition to its other types, and it has. When this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, you have to sacrifice it. So if you target with anything, poof, it's gone, which was pretty brutal for, I don't know, years at this point. I mean, ever since Modern Horizons 1 came out, there was always Wrenn and 6. So, like, if you ever had the idea of playing Phantasmal Image, well, Wrenn and 6 just has to deal 1 damage to it, and then it dies. And then, you know, Bowmasters came out, and again, Bowmasters just has to ping it once, and then it dies. But that is not so true anymore because both those cards are very far away from being playable right now, or just not being played, period, which allows us to play with a lot of these 1 toughness creatures. And actually, let's, you know, gives Merfolk like a little bit of strategic relevance right now. Yeah, Phantasmal Image. The only downside was this stupid sacrifice thing. And maybe that's not even a downside now, because we can play Consigned to Memory, which is very good versus like a huge chunk of the meta game. We can play it in the main deck, in my opinion, and also it can be used to counter anything that targets Phantasmal Image. So we could like, and why would this be relevant? Well, let's say your opponent has Flage, and they play their Flage. Let's just say the front side of Flage. They deal 3 damage to one of our creatures. We could, in response, violin a Phantasmal Image, copy the Flage. Now, there'll be 2 triggers. We get to shoot something now for 3 damage, gain 3 life, and there's also the escape sacrifice clause. Well, then we can consign to memory, counter the Flage Lightning Helix, and also with Replicate, counter the sacrifice trigger on Flage. So we'd end up with a 6/6 creature in the end of it. Our opponents can play like Riddlers, and we just put a Riddler in play, and yeah, just put a Riddler in play, and if they want to kill it with anything, with the Fatal Push, with Lightning Bolt, neither of those cards would kill Phantasmal Image, but it would trigger, and we can counter the trigger with our own Consigned to Memory, which I think is totally fine. Not to mention, if they play Solitude, we could, in response to them trying to blink their Solitude, Vial and Phantasmal Image. I mean, a lot of things depend on Vial, and we are going up to 4 copies in here, but that's the idea. That Phantasmal Image, in addition to copying all our opponent's really good stuff, we got good stuff to copy now. We can have additional copies of Floodpit's Drowner, of Silvergill Adept, of Tashanda's Tidebinder. I think it's good. And hey, in the late game, copy a Mindspring and draw like another extra 5 cards or something. With that, let's get into our Modern League. Here for round 1, we lost the die roll, but our hand seems fine-ish. It's seems fine on the draw, and the fact that we have Ether Vial and a bunch of mana-efficient plays, but the hand is a bit light on threats. I mean, we do have a Mistcaller and a Phantasmal Image, but Phantasmal Image right by itself is not that strong. We get Thoughtseize on turn 1. I don't even know what deck plays Thoughtseize in 2025 right now. What is a Thoughtseize deck today? I'm in Modern, right? So which of these cards scare the most? Yeah, I'm thinking, what plays... Oh, maybe Esper Reanimator. Esper Goryo's Reanimator, maybe? Which, in that case, Mistcaller is a pretty good card. And maybe they're reading it right now. It's like, is that a good card here? Probably. It's so good, I think I'm going to play it. I wonder, was it more pro to play the Sink into Stupor and take 3 damage? So that yeah, to play around the second Thoughtseize. Like, I didn't really think about it at the time. Okay, so they could go after this. Our hand is still pretty mana efficient in the grand scheme of things. They did take the Hex Catcher, though. Oh, we're just up against mono black. That's what's going on here. We're only up against up against mono black. We'll just attack for 1. And I'm not even going to play a Phantasmal Image out here. It's pointless. If anything, I guess we want our opponent to play Shieldred so that we can copy the Shieldred. In fact, maybe even make multiple copies of the Shieldred. That'd be sweet. Could just lose to like Necrodominance here though. There it is. Not very strong versus Necrodominance. Do we get a picture here? We do get a picture. Okay, siphon your life total down. We're probably lost on the spot here. This is not a matchup I'm prepared to beat. I think there were a few copies in like some modern challenges, so it's not like it's an unplayable deck. It's just not popular at all. Maybe it should be more popular. Ooh, the Silvergill Adept. Wow, that turn 1 take the Ether Vial is just hammering me. It's just hammering me. If my opponent plays anything, I'm just going to concede. I just can't do anything. The good news is our opponent's not allowed to play with, not allowed to draw any more cards. Dreams of Steel and Oil. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an artifact or creature card from it. Then choose an artifact or creature from their graveyard. Exile those cards. So I can go take my Ether Vial from my graveyard, I suppose. Can only take the creatures, though. I'm getting in there with my Mistcaller. They took the Silvergill Adept. I don't blame them. So if this is mono black, I'm assuming they have Bowmasters, and I'm assuming that's a problem for us. That is such a huge problem. What an awful round 1 matchup to run into. Oh, well, still no big follow-up though. Well, this is a trigger. I could consign this? In theory? Is it worth consigning? Like, they can just do it again next turn. Nothing changes, really. I might want this consign also for Bowmasters. Like, I'm just delaying the inevitable. If I had more power on the battlefield, I'd throw that consign to memory out there, but I don't have more power on the battlefield. I have 1 power on the battlefield. So using this as a tempo play is really, really weak. Really, really weak. Well, they bet the farm here. They bet the farm. Did they find their Lightning Helix? They did find the Lightning Helix. I cannot counter that. Can't do anything about that. So they go up to 10. They have 6 cards in hand. What did they get rid of? They exiled Sign in Blood, and it's just discard 2 cards. You may exile 2 black cards from your hand. Well, that was not a card. Oh, it was another Thoughtseize is what happened. Mutable is a good draw, in my opinion. I think that's pretty good. You want a Shieldred's Edict me? All right, it's gone. So, actually, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to activate Mutavault. We'll play Phantasmal Image to copy the Mutavault. And then I have Dismember up if they play Shieldred. Won't have Consign to Memory up, but that's okay. If it's not your turn, you may have destroy creatures that entered this turn. Is this going to be considered a creature that entered this turn? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Like, I didn't, like, it entered as a land. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, it died. Interesting. Interesting. We got another phantasmal image that can come up in the future. Very interesting. It was not technically a creature when it entered the battlefield, I'll have you know. Entered as a land, damn it. They seem to be running out of cards, though. I'm getting the sense that maybe we can... Well, I'm not getting the sense that we can win this. They have like a whole 9 life that they can play with. And they're in sort of a spot where they can be a little bit desperate. Gloomlake Verge. It's too risky to activate this Mutavault and then copy with Phantasmal Image, so I'm just going to activate and attack with it. Hoping there's no Bowmasters, but if there's removal, then there's removal. What is this? March of Wretched Sorrow. Well, it was the is that the one that gains life? Deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, you can gain X life. Well, that's very funny because this was a Phantasmal Image Mutavault, which means it's when this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, trigger sacrifices it, which means they don't gain the life if that's what they were planning on. But now I don't got nothing. I honestly have nothing. Oh, the other Mutavault. My opponent's asking me why the other Mutavault didn't I. The other Mutavault came into play as a land. An unanimated creature. My opponent's just learning about how clones work with lands. That's how clones work with lands. They don't enter the battlefield as animated creatures. Well, they're getting low on the wire here. Yeah, they're going to 1. Come on, Mutavault. Mistcaller, interesting. Okay. Which has protection actually from that Sorrow card. What does this card do again? Target legendary creature gains fear until end of turn? Sure. So, Thoughtseize offline. That's not offline, though. Thoughtseize is offline. What else is offline? A lot of cards offline. This is interesting. This is offline. Castle Lothwine. Okay. 1 life. So is my opponent locked? I think my opponent's locked. Unless they can gain life somehow. Which in that case, eventually we win the game. I hope. So there are 3 cards versus our potentially infinite cards. March of Sorrow, so I can dismember our own Mindspring Merfolk, and then they just concede because they only have the 1 card left in the hand for the rest of the game. Okay, we won game 1, but honestly I think we're a huge dog in this matchup. This matchup is so bad. Now it's a mono black deck, but actually I do believe Harbinger of the Seas is good because they have so many. Even though they have some free spells like Soul Spike, they've got so many non-basic lands in their deck that it's actually possible for them to have a non-swamp hand, and you just play Harbinger, and that's it. They just stop playing Magic from there. Other cards that are good here. I don't think Consigned to Memory is going to be good here. Even in that game, we had just nothing to do with it. This is an attrition-based matchup, but that stupid Necro Dominance is so important. Not to mention like a lot. If I can get to 3 mana, it won't be too bad. It'll be okay. Just hard cast this and interact 3 mana for 3 mana, or like a March of Sorrow or whatever. It will be fine. I don't think a lot of these 1 toughness creatures are just going to be terrible. Phantasmal Image will be fine, and I'll tell you why. Because it interacts with like Bowmasters. We can copy a lot of our opponent's threats, but even if we do have the opportunity to copy one of our own things, that would be good. I'm not a huge fan of Hexcatcher. Maybe we should be bringing in Unlicensed Hearse as something that's not easy to interact with and something that can get very, very big. Not a fan of Hexcatcher here. What else? What else? Sometimes Stern Scolding can be good. I don't know what we didn't see a single creature out of this deck, so it could be creatureless. I did not see a single creature out of that deck. So anyway, we'll just submit it as is. Hand looks good. Keep it. Aethervi would have helped a lot last game. Wow, it would have helped a ton. Because we could have vialed in our Phantasmal Images, copying our Mutavaults, making the game very, very different. Okay, our Aether Vial is not interacted with. Great. And our cards are pretty good. No turn 1 Thoughtseize, though. Sure. Yeah. Reduce your life total all you want. That's great. Okay, pass. Yeah, maybe my opponent has no creatures. This Dismember is useless. It's possible. Put Mindspring in play, but I'm not gonna like be fist pumping this thing in play. Oh, there is Bowmasters in this deck. Okay then. Good to know. Which makes a lot. I'm gonna save this. Why do we have Mistcaller in here? Did we sideboard? Yeah, we sideboarded. Oh, I should take out Mistcaller and bring in keep the Hexcatchers. At least Hexcatcher can counter some of the chunkier cards. I'm gonna keep it in my hand to throw away to Force Negation. I'll just pass here. Okay, if they have Bowmasters, then they definitely have Shieldred. Speak of the devil. Now this would be awesome. It'd be so awesome if we had Image in hand right now, but we don't. Oh, you don't want to do anything, huh? I don't blame you. Well, it's a pretty awkward game. I sort of want to tick my Vial up to 3 to get that Reader in play, but then my Vial is like borderline useless. Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, it worked out. I'm trying to wonder if you've got that stupid pact card, is it better to wait? I think it actually is better to wait. Not pact, that stupid 2 mana, like that free sweeper. Too evil. Too evil to stay alive. Emperor of Bones. That's hilarious because I've got this damn unlicensed Hearst here. Okay. Took my Mind Spring. You can't even activate it. What was that for? That was so weird. I thought that for sure they'd take their own shield red. They have a plan for their own shield red or something? So Fatal Push can't deal with Regery. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature of their choice. I'll sack the Flood Pits easily. Come on. Oh, they're going to try to get it with Emperor of Bones. Come on, land. Okay, always yield. And then no. It's not a bad card, really. It's really not that bad. Okay, we'll play this. And then pass. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. No, I'd like to keep that one. Thank you very much. I suppose we're going to dump. This color seems okay, but I don't. Emperor of Bones can't do anything. Right now, at least. Coming after my Drowner, huh? What are you keeping touching my creatures for? Stay away from my creatures. Okay, I'm going to put some pressure on our opponent. Countering the Emperor of Bones trigger. They seem to be a bit patient with it anyway. Really surprised they didn't just go for their Shieldred. And I mean, maybe they were expecting that I had Tishana's Tidebinder in hand. That's possible. Okay, are they going to burn 2 cards? No. Oh, they are, but not in the way I thought they were going to. Okay, so they're going to get rid of... they're getting rid of our Tishana's Tidebinder. So now, if I draw a land, I feel like I'm in good shape because I can start using this unlicensed Hearse. We don't get a land. We don't get anything, in fact. And now we're actually super vulnerable. I don't have any Mist Caller. I don't have a Mist Caller. Do they know what's in my hand? They don't. Okay, they're still going for my stuff, which is fine with me. They're going to adapt. Oh, they're going to go for the beatdown now. Okay. What are they putting in play? I suppose the Flood Pit's Drowner. They get it with haste. It's for 6 damage. I go to 10. Sign in Blood, sure. Castle Lothwain is, oh, very strong here. Very, very strong. Super ultra strong. Okay, give me a land. Just give me a land, damn it. Good enough. Could use that a million turns ago. Let's see if we can make a comeback. How's this card work? Target legendary creature gains fear until end of turn. Any legends? Nope. Not the moment. Sure, I'll let this card start eating my cards. No big deal. Ragery can be plenty useful here. Tapping things down. Fatal Push, sure. Sure. Okay. Take some damage. Okay, I mean, I guess my opponent has the initiative. Let's eat up some stuff in the graveyard. Go with the Shieldred and Shieldred's Edict, I guess. I don't know the difference between either of them. I wish we had like auto yield. Now I have to say no every single time. Now I'm drawing the lands, which is not the time I want to be drawing the lands. But we are going to attack ourselves. I think we're going to attack ourselves. I'll keep the land in my hand because there's like no point to have it on the battlefield. Deals X damage. Target creature or planeswalker, you gain X life. X equals 3. Okay, it's gonna die. Maybe this is where we're going to eat up more stuff in graveyards. Did I not eat up 2 cards? I misclicked somehow. There's no cards left in my opponent's hand. Okay, sure, pass. Ooh, a Bogart. Exile target player's graveyard. Who's graveyard? Actually, I regret. Okay, I should have played the Drowner, tap this thing, untap the Hearse, because then the Hearse could have been like extra big. It's like a battle for whoever can eat the graveyard more than the other person. Yeah, it was worth, by playing the Flood Pits earlier, it was worth 1 more trigger. Which I think would have been worth it. Okay, let's stall the game a little bit more. Keep the Flood Pit still in hand, given that I didn't play it last turn. That way I can tap down the Emperor of Bones. Okay, this is not when I want to draw the lands. This is a bad time. Given game 2, maybe Stern Scolding is going to actually be strong. Okay, you can eat up a card. It's one card in hand. I think I'm gonna let my opponent attack. See if I can get our opponent to make a mistake. So I will activate. Play Flood Pits. Tap down. Maybe the Bogart Harbinger. Even though that's late. Okay, we'll activate our unlicensed hearse. And the idea is we're going to block and then eat the last 2 cards in the graveyard. Hope our opponent has nothing. Then potentially on our next turn we can suck away the Bogart Harbinger here. Another Bogart Harbinger. Oh, you're going to exile your graveyard now. Clever move, opponent. Clever move. I could do nothing, though. That's also an option. This is not good. This is not good. This is a stage of the game I want to draw some gas. This is a stage of the game I need gas. Actually, if they attack with everything next turn, I lose. Oh no, sorry, this thing had something. Okay, so they're gonna see my hand. They're gonna realize I have Bubkiss in my hand. But now that if they attack with everything, I don't lose. So I can just wait a turn. So I need to draw a threat next turn or I'm dead. I better not forget to eat this card in the graveyard. Okay. I'm gonna take a card. Which I thought was going to happen much more often in this game. That is useful. Or is it? Shoot. Okay, so I'm going to play Silvergill Adept. And when I do that, it's going to trigger Bowmasters, which will shoot the Silvergill Adept after I draw the card. But maybe I draw something useful on this turn, like Mutavault, a Lord. I think I have to risk it. Okay, we're going to draw a card. That is not useful enough. Okay, so we have we have 1 unknown card in our hand. Just 1. And our opponent has very little reason to not attack with everything. Necro Dominance. Coming at the worst time for me. My opponent doesn't even want to go for a win. I would attack for the win there. Like, I know they don't know we're winning, but like, you know, they put me down to 3. They can just bet their entire life total or something close to it. I mean, I guess this is safe too. We have another Bowmasters. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that thing's dead too. Just more things to eat. Eat! With my unlicensed hearse. They don't know about my Dismember. Well, now it just doesn't matter. Okay, I'm just going to consider. Let's go to game 3. Okay. With all the knowledge that we have today, how are we going to play this? Could we have Engineered Explosives on the deck? Playing it on 2 hits a lot of cards. Stern Scolding looks really strong. This Caller is like very weak. Very weak. Guess we'll bring in Hexcatcher again. Now, is Consigned Memory more valuable? Hold on. So Consigned Memory can hit Bowmasters, the ETB at least, which can be relevant. It can hit the adapt trigger on Emperor of Bones. One big problem I have with cards like this, though, is it's a Thoughtseize deck. So I know I'm bringing, and I know cards like Stern Scolding are weak to Thoughtseize, but that's more of a hard counter to both Bowmasters and the other the other creature. I wonder if they maybe game one they had no creatures, or maybe they did have the creatures. I'm just like wondering, did they side in the creatures? How did this game play out the way it did? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Now what's the value of Phantasmal Image in this game? I can play it to kill off my opponent's Bowmasters, and if they use a Bowmasters to shoot this Phantasmal Image, like whatever, it would have died anyway. I can still copy I think copying any of our creatures are still very relevant. Dismember is awkward, but necessary for Shieldred. Okay, we're just going to run this back. Well, I don't like this hand, but it's not really worth throwing away versus a Thoughtseize deck. I'm going to start the game off with Mutavault, which implies I do not have anything useful to play on turn 1. But if they Thoughtseize me and take Hexcatcher, then it gives me the opportunity to attack with the Mutavault, given I'd have nothing else to do with my turn. Okay, we draw a card. Clones here are going to be super awkward. Super awkward. Okay, let's see how well this works. I'm going to image kill your Bowmasters. See how you like it. I bet you... Spoiler, I bet you don't. Tried to kill my stuff, huh? Well, I'm going to kill your stuff. Now I have an orc army. And that's not bad. I don't think that's too bad. I think that's okay. Unless they slam Necrodominance here. Then that's not okay. Things to do, things to do. I have a feeling if I attack with this orc army, they're going to Bowmasters kill this thing, grow this orc, and then kill this, so I'm just going to pass. I'm going to play it cool. Daddy-o. Well, you just want to kill my Bowmasters. Look at the value there. Chat, look at the value. It's a removal spell that didn't hit my Tashan's Tidebinder. Given the fact that our opponent has peeled only basic swamps, I predict that we are going to draw a Harbinger of the Seas. It's a prediction. Emperor of Bones. To go get what? You want to go get your Bowmasters? No, I don't really want you to go get your Bowmasters. Actually, can I wait on this? Okay, I'll let it resolve. I sort of want them to try to adapt. And then I'll play Tashan's Tidebinder in response to the adaptation. Now I'm wondering, like, was it really that important to do this? I could have just done this at end of turn. Because I don't really want this thing to grow to a 4/4 either. And then I could have played Reejerey this turn and, like, attacked. Yeah, I don't want to deal with this thing. Oops, undo. I should have done this last turn. Yeah, I mean, it might have used up a little bit of their mana, but I don't think it was that big of a deal. Okay, Shieldred hits the battlefield. Can we draw Phantasmal Image now? That would be sweet. Okay, I could play Hexcatcher. Alternatively, I could play Reejerey Hexcatcher to attack through this stupid dummy. Or actually, I can still attack through it. One way or another. Draw a Mutavault, which is it's actually quite good. Okay, we'll play first Reejerey, and I think I'm going to play Glasspool Mimic, copy Reejerey, and we'll crash in for 6 damage, which will probably be blocked by the Orc token. And then, hopefully we have a great turn next turn. Who's bigger than you now? Who's bigger than you now? I just have to draw like one random creature. And then tap like basically the whole board and attack for 1,000,000. Ugh, that doesn't look good. I feel like something very big is about to be played here. Necrodominance? It is Necrodominance. Which means our opponent gains a bazillion life. This is the combo. So what, they basically use up all their life if they can. Okay, do you know what? I don't even want to know what the end result of all this is. Is there any way I can win this? Okay. Okay, we let our opponent do something. Let them do whatever they want. So there is I don't know a world where we win here. They soul spike one creature. They soul spike another creature. Three soul spikes. How we beat this card game 1, I don't know. I guess it's because they didn't have a Shieldred out. Aww. One turn too late. Okay. Good games. Okay, that was round 1. Let's get into round 2. We won the die roll. Hand's a bit weak. But I think I'm going to keep it because Mindspring can at least draw a card and hopefully, not say combo, but get synergy from there. We might be able to use our Phantasmal Image to even copy our Mindspring Merfolk. So, like, you know, a big pile of lands and a Mindspring can be fine. And by the way, I'm more than willing to fire this Mindspring off to just draw one card as like a really clunky Silvergill Adept. It can come down to that. We're up against Boros Energy. Energizing it up. Question is, do we copy the Guide of Souls with our Phantasmal Image? Maybe it would be fantastic. More lands. I think we're going to play this. I think we're going to pass. Yeah, I'm going to try. I don't know what I'm going to do with this Phantasmal Image now. It's possible I copy. Oh, they do nothing. Very interesting. That's really interesting. So are they super vulnerable to like instant speed interaction or something? It's highly unusual for a deck like this to be on defense. Okay, let's just pass the turn again. Very unusual to be on defense. I'm guessing okay, so they had no 2-drop, and I guess they had just no 2-mana interaction. That's how I'm interpreting this. So on their turn, depending on what they do, might sink into stupor their play. Okay, they surveilled something to the top of their deck. Pretty happy about that. What is this for 3? Heliod Sun Crowned. Okay. As long as your devotion to white is less than 5, Heliod isn't a creature. When you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature enchantment. And another target creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Okay, so this is... well, okay, this is a infinite life, infinite damage Walking Ballista deck. I just don't know what the construction of this deck is. Do I draw a card now? Do I draw a card later? Do I sink this thing now? But then I don't know what I'm doing with my Phantasmal Image. I will... we're going to let it resolve. Okay, it's going to resolve. I'm going to draw a card off of Mindspring Merfolk. Because there is a world I sink this to buy a turn, and then on my turn I can draw 2 cards off of my Mindspring Merfolk. But I can also just Phantasmal Image copy Mindspring. And that might be equally fine. Would you like to attack? It's more dangerous than ever, especially since I have onboard interaction. That draw was not good. Okay, we're going to activate Phantasmal Image, copy the Mindspring to potentially draw even more cards. I think I'll keep the Violon too. I think I'll keep the Violon too. This happens to be the, you know, the number where I have that many, like that just happens to be the number of creatures that I have most with that casting cost. Okay, we're going to attack for 2. Merfolk. Pass, yeah. And hope our opponent doesn't go for a combo turn. When this land enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Okay. Ooh, the Guide of Souls is big now. Static Prison. Coming after what? Going after the Mindspring. Okay, this I will... I'm just going to hope my opponent can't combo off here, because I really can't do anything unless I start drawing some cards, getting some... start forcing some action. So I guess a Ballista can... No, Ballista can't win yet. Ballista can be played on 1. They gain a life. The Ballista will have 2 counters on it, which is strong, but cannot combo off yet. What's going on here? Oh, you're going to gain some life? Okay, cool. Fair. Maybe this is just a very fair deck. Trying to do fair things around here. I'm flooding out in some cases, but in some others it's not that bad. Okay, attack for 3. Oh, I'm supposed to activate this Mutavault. That's stupid. Because I couldn't use the mana. Well, now what? Yeah, I was supposed to activate Mutavault, Violin, Reejerey during the attack, deal 7. Then I play a Mind Spring Merfolk on my turn, untap my land, and I have 3 lands available to sink into stupor or something. Like if my opponent goes for a combo turn, bounce Heliod. So now my opponent has an extra 3 life that they shouldn't have. Sorry, an extra 4 life that they shouldn't have. They should be closer to 10. Well, we make best with what we got. So I'll just pass the turn here. Static Prison gets sacked. I really don't mind this Guide of Souls doing whatever it's doing. It's not even coming close to killing us. Opponent's hand seems pretty bad. Take our turn. Play Reejerey. Maybe there's a Thalia in our opponent's hand or something. Phantasmal Image is nice, but not in this spot. Okay, what do I have mana for? I need to hold up Sync. Actually, I don't need to hold up Sync. No, I want to have a big Mind Spring, so I'll just attack with these 2 creatures. Aerith Gainsborough. Life. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Aerith Gainsborough. Whenever Aerith Gainsborough dies, put X +1/+1 counters on each legendary creature you control. That doesn't look like it kills me. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature enchantment. Whenever you gain life, but this is none of these things. Like none of this stuff is infinite, is what I'm trying to say. Attack me for 4. Okay. I'm just so greedy. I'm waiting for this gigantic Mind Spring Merfolk draw. Want to draw 4, damn it. Drawing 4 is awesome. Okay, let's draw 4. A lot of interesting cards. Do I want to use the ability? Not really. Holy moly! Okay, well, looks like we're playing a lot of stuff for free here. Start off with Cavern of Souls, Merfolk. We will cast a Reejerey, untap 1 land. Opponent has to have like a really bomb. I think we would just have lethal here. We have super lethal. I can untap all our lands with the Mistcallers too. Next we'll play Phantasmal Image, which will copy our Reejerey, of course. Now we'll play a 1 Mistcaller to untap all our lands. Where are these? Okay, this one is not untapped yet. It's untap. It's untap. It's untap. It resolves. Let's play another Reejerey. It's going to untap this land. The power of Reejereys, people. We'll tap down the Aerith or whatever. Yes, tap her. Untap this, please. Untap that. So activate Mutavault. Attack for lethal. 17 damage exactly. All right, we won. We win game one. Felt like through luck though, because our opponent just sort of wasn't. They weren't doing anything. They just weren't doing anything. What do I want though? Probably Stern Scolding is good. Engineer Explosives might be good. I don't know how many 1-drops are in this deck. But Mistcaller doesn't look good. Mistcaller looks terrible. I don't know what's in the deck, so like sideboarding is completely up in the air. Who knows what's good? Consigned to Memory might be fine, because for sure they have to have Walking Ballista in this deck. And it can like counter some triggers. Life gain trigger this, life gain trigger that. Oh, we can hit... Okay, actually we can bring in Engineered Explosives because they do have the Static Prison. If you notice, Boros Energy doesn't play Static Prison in their deck anymore. It's just out of the deck. And I think that's because Affinity now plays Engineered Explosives in the main deck and just renders it completely useless. Very, very difficult. Not to mention a lot of the blink decks can just blink in response. What else is garbage in this matchup? Not too much. Yeah, I sort of want to keep a certain number of consigns in the deck. Definitely need to keep Dismember in the deck. Maybe I'll take out one image. Because this is a Walking Ballista match. This should be a Walking Ballista matchup. Our hand is fine. Keep. Sure, got a Souls. I will hold up Stern Scolding for whatever the hell is up my opponent's curve. Maybe this is just an aggro life gain deck. Didn't even consider that. Could be just an aggro life gain deck. Maybe like the 2025 version of Soul Sisters. My plan is to play Hexcatcher at end of turn, almost no matter what they do, and then follow that up with Silvergill Adept, revealing Mindspring, but not playing Mindspring. Ooh, the combo. Yeah, we have to counter Oslet Pride. Whoa! I just got Veil of Summered. You're actually using that green mana over there? So what, are we supposed to bring in Harbinger of the Seas to like screw over the random green? Was there actually Selesnya mana in this deck? What the hell happened? I keep drawing lands, which is not fortunate. I'll play Mindspring Merfolk and pass with the plan of just blocking Oslet Pride. Flash in Hexcatcher and block it. Whether that is going to work or not, I have no idea. Okay, I guess this is officially... I assume this is a very light green splash. A very, very light green splash. This is great. Oh, that's great. The blue one sucks. When this land enters untapped, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Ranger Captain. This is nothing what I thought it was going to be. Okay, this is like... Okay, no, this is still within the vicinity of like that mono-white combo deck. Got another Guide of Souls. But I'm just going to get crushed here. These two are going to attack. This can attack. Or you want to make your thing fly? Okay, it flies. To the skies. They didn't want to play their Guide of Souls. I guess they have a Veil of Summer. It's the only thing I can think of. Okay, we just peeled, I'm pretty sure we just peeled 4 lands off the top of our deck. Pretty sure that just happened to us. So we're going to sit on defense. But we should be just lost. Opponent has Guide of Souls. Just play Guide of Souls, gain a billion life, attack in the air for a billion damage. There's the Walking Ballista, which I assumed was in the deck. Okay, I am definitely bringing in now I better know. I think I'm gonna just treat this a little bit more like it's an energy matchup. Okay, Walking Ballista enters the battlefield, and what I mean by that is I'll bring in a good chunk of engineered explosives that can be used on 0 to wipe up cat tokens and Walking Ballista, but also on 1 to hit Guide of Souls and Oscillate Pride. Gonna make these blocks, try to draw some cards. Hexcatcher might die in response to Walking Ballista, but I'm not sure. Oh, look at that. Okay, so there's more than 1 in the deck. How many you put in how many you put in this deck? Okay, that thing's gonna die. What happened? Or where did the counter go? Did it go here? Oh, the counter went on the ballista. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. More lands. Draw 2 more lands. Okay, that's fine. We know my hand is a bunch of lands. We can go to game 3. In game 3, so between that land, looks like Harbinger of the Seas is actually going to be playable. So we can shut off that stupid fetch land crap. We also shut off Veil of Summer. What else do we want? Sign of Memory should be good, but I think Engineered Explosive should be better. I have to get rid of 1 more card. 29 creatures. Okay, I'll get rid of another Phantasmal Image, given this is a Ballista matchup. Does Force Negation help? No, not really. Does Mistcaller help? No, not really. Good enough. Hand's a smidge awkward, but I'm going to keep it. It's awkward because, I mean, I do have the Stern Scolding, which I like, but I don't have any blue mana for it. Probably we are going to dismember that Guide of Souls. Yeah, we better do it now, given that they can just randomly play Veil of Summer on us. They might have like 1 Temple Garden in their deck, and I don't really want to give them that option. To play Silvergill Adept or not to play Silvergill Adept? So let's attack. Seems like a lot of people are fearing Hexcatcher these days. Hopefully they're still fearing Hexcatcher. Seems like a very credible bluff. I think I'm going to wait on this. I would really like to play Silvergill Adept because if we draw a land, it would be so important just to keep those land drops coming. Yeah, you know what? The upside is too high because if we hit that land drop, we curve out with Floodpit Stranner. I don't think it's that important to hold up this Ether Vial at this very moment. Are we going to get screwed here? Oh man, are we going to get screwed? That was as bad as it could get. We have Stern Scolding in our hand. But that's only worth 1 token, right? But each 1 token is worth so much power. Okay, no. We get the land. Quite a bit late, I might add, but better late than never. Okay, pass. This is whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Okay, and I can't counter it. Okay, that'll definitely get countered. It's too important. We'll get walloped for like 3 damage in the air. Or maybe not. Yeah, I should probably respect my life total right now. Guess I'll attack with just a cat token or something. Oh, you want to attack with that thing? There's not enough energy to make it fly, so I'll just double block it. Definitely one of the most dangerous creatures on the board. Oh, it's got first strike. Oh no, but okay, so it's a 2-for-1. I was not expecting that. Neat interaction. I thought it was just going to be a 1-for-1. They 2-for-1 me. I'm drawing lands. Not where I want them, but I'm going to take them. Unfortunately, I can't. I can hard cast the Phantasmal Image, but it's of no use to me. Let's put Cavern of Souls on Merfolk and then pass. Just hold up cards. Any creature is awful. Static Prison to steal what? Okay, steal away. Oh, but it gives you more energy. Oh, that was useless. Oh no, it's not useless because I can now Mind Spring. Okay, something's taking flight here. And also it can gain life. Oh boy. Okay, so we're taking how much damage? It's almost like being up against Boros Energy. Okay, that is actually... I wasn't thinking about drawing that, but I am so happy that I did. Okay, so the disadvantage, I'm gonna lose my Mind Spring Merfolk, unfortunately. That's the downside to all this. The upside is I'm gonna kill all my opponent's stuff. And we get to keep the Stern Scolding. Or maybe I just hope my opponent doesn't have a big turn here. And I go for a big... No, I can't go for a big Mind Spring. I have to kill off my opponent's stuff. Oh, I'm getting got by that thing again. They've got, like, this thing is a plains. There's 4 plains in the deck. It's very frustrating interaction to lose to. It's the type of thing like, well, if I play this matchup enough, I'm not going to fall for that stupid thing again. But it's definitely... I'm not really in a position that I just want to throw away cards. Couldn't they have just given the cat lifelink? Wouldn't that have helped? And pass. Oh, I should actually blow this up first before the Ether Vial comes back. Because they could opt to not pay for the Static Prison, and then I blow up my Ether Vial. And that would be bad. That would be pretty bad. Look at all the Guide of Souls. And they're still beating me. Yep, gain lifelink. Get a +1/+1 counter. Okay, we need to draw the patented gas that our deck is known for, if it's known for anything. That's not bad. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm going to start by copying our Silvergill Adept. Hexcatcher is good. If our opponent bricks, we can Flood Pits this stupid token and then play Hexcatcher. Can you, like, stop playing things, please? Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on this. When it dies, put X counters on whatever. Sure. Yeah, that would have been so convenient if my opponent just misses one turn. So that we had, like, a nice free attack. And now we are missing this turn. Okay, is there any stupid tricks happening here? Are there any fetch lands? Any? Yeah, I'll attack with this too. Okay, we'll put our Hexcatcher in play, deal maximum damage. Then I think we're gonna suck this thing away. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on this. Maybe you have to be on defense for this. So they give this thing lifelink. Aerith gets lifelink. Aerith attacks. Or maybe I was not supposed to attack. Or maybe I really risk this thing. You know what? I'm actually not gonna eat up this token. You want to give this thing lifelink, I'll block. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on this. When it dies, put +1 on each legendary creature. Yeah, but there aren't going to be any. I'm not missing anything, am I? You're just trading. There are like no +1/+1 counters on this thing. There's a bunch of triggers, but none of them really matters. Oh no, that one does matter. So there will be a 5/5 on the battlefield. no matter what, I have to leave blockers for this cat. So I'm just going to attack for 1, I suppose. Yeah, sad. This is what I gotta do. I gotta double block the stupid cat. Okay, they're flooding out, but... Now I'm thinking twice. Oh, no, that was this untapped last turn? No. Could I have attacked for 10 and they gain 5? So they go up to 13, and then I had perhaps lethal? I think that was a thing. Because they're empty-handed. I know they're empty-handed. Okay, it's only for 5. Actually, hold on. This is not too bad. This is actually not too bad. Okay, so this can only attack for 5, kill 1 of them. I am going to have a bunch of stuff on the battlefield still. Okay, this worked out very well for me. All right. Can I finish the job? Or is my opponent going to top deck a ballista here? Can I actually finish the job? This is going to be probably a surveil land. Surprised it's now, not later. They kept something on top. That makes me nervous. It's ballista, isn't it? GG's, chat. GG's. What can I do? Good old creature combo deck wins again. These are not the matchups I'm looking for in Modern right now. That's okay. Okay, that was round 2. Let's go on to round 3. Here for round 3, we lost the die roll. I'm not really liking this hand too much on the draw, but we do have Floodpit Drowner. We have some relevant cards on the draw, like Floodpit Drowner and maybe Tishana's Tidebinder, so I'm going to keep. It's the type of hand that I can go like land, go, and make it look like I have interaction. And we do curve straight into 3. It's not like, am I going to get my 3rd land? No, we do have the 3rd land. That is a guarantee. Given our opponent play like Verdant Catacombs Pass, maybe this gives me the opportunity to put the Sink into Stupid and play tapped. Oh, that was a surprise. Right, I have a 1-drop. Ta-da! Wasn't expecting a 1-drop. I'll take it. I don't really know what the hell we're up against if it's a Verdant Catacombs deck. What deck plays... Oh, is this the Simic Ritual deck? Simic Ritual? Very Simic Ritual. Okay, it's a Simic Ritual. Which I think our hand's actually pretty good. I think in the grand scheme of things. Cavern of Souls is going to be fine. And... do I just attack? Yeah, I can attack into this. Oh no, actually I don't want to attack into this. Mistcaller can be... I don't really want to say like I'm going to play Mistcaller after the ritual triggers, but maybe. It's possible. Was a Shardless Agent? A Shardless Agent. This is definitely a game where being on the play would have helped so much. Would have been very largely helpful. Coiling Oracle. I think if you're playing with the Island Walk Lords, this matchup is easy. If you're not playing with the Island Walk Lords, this matchup is awful. It's just terrible. Okay, you can do whatever you want. You want to attack? Sure, you attack. Let's tap down Shardless Agent. Gloom Lake Verge. I sort of just want to play a bunch of Tishana's Tidebinders, to be honest. Though I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I need a random lord to get through these stupid 1/1s. So aggressive. Okay, take 2. Opponent has subtlety. I can't beat that card right now. Or I guess I just have to keep passing the turn back and forth. Okay, play this Otawara. Attack for 2, representing perhaps a Hex Catcher, if they want to play the Subtlety and block. Which I guess they don't. I'll block Shardless Agent if they attack with it. Now at this point, it might look like we are the ones with... Okay, let's Tashawn's Tidebinder this. It might look like we are the ones with subtlety as well. Now this Cascade is... Oh, well, Cascade is not going to go off. I thought they were going to pitch to play subtlety there. I'm wrong. Silvergill Adept. Okay, let's play Silvergill Adept. Let's show Mistcaller. Well, I'm not going to play Mistcaller. Oh, we got a Flood Pits Drowner. Okay, play the Sinked Stupor, Bolt, and pass again. We have a 3/2 now. All right, you want to get in here with your 1/1s? Go for it. Be my guest, make my day. Just keep passing the turn. Okay, now with Tashawn's Tidebinder, I can now cast... I can now play cards and also counter the Tashawn's Tidebinder trigger. Sorry, I mean the Subtlety trigger if they hardcast Subtlety. Is it worth going all in here? Actually, I can Flood Pits Drown or something at end of turn and then maybe figure something else out on my turn next turn. I need a random lord. That's what I need. Just give me a random stupid lord. Like even Hexcatcher would do at this point. Our opponent definitely has subtlety in hand. Okay, I'll attempt to play something. Here's the Sud. Okay, subtlety comes into play. Tashawn's Tidebinder to try to counter that. Now, to our opponent's credit, they now have a 3/3. Oh, actually, but now... Sorry, I can actually tap the 3/3 now. I was planning on tapping something else, but now I go after your subtlety. Oh, the irony. I got so many clones! And they're okay. Clones are fine. I think I'm just going to send it. I think it's time to send it. I think I'm going to tap down a bunch of stuff. I can play... Probably should play Glasspool Mimic, copy Flood Pits, tap down Shardless. Then attack with everything, including Mutavault, and hold up a Mist Caller. We're going to also play 2 Phantasmal Images, tap everything down, attack with everything. They take... Oh yeah, it's a lot of damage. I just don't see a world where they come back from that. Unless they have more subtleties. Oh! Shoot! Okay. Didn't think about that. Okay, well, I'm still going to go for this line. They got rid of 1 blocker, that's all that matters. Is there another flare? Yeah, there appears to be another flare. Now remember, the Cavern of Souls is on Merfolk. So I could not make either Glasspool Mimic or my Phantasmal Image uncounterable. I think our opponent is just trying to figure out, like, what are the numbers here? Oh, a Subtlety. Getting rid of an Oculus. Okay. Well, I will put that on top of my deck. I do think it is a good card. So attack with everything. You can chump block. You can chump block, take 5, go to 9. What if I attack with this thing too? Okay, that seems... oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What if an Oculus comes? Okay, so what if you double chump block, then you can cast Oculus? That's not good. Okay, let's attack with just the 3 3s then. I mean, you can double block, but it's not as good. Or maybe I had to be aggro there. Maybe I didn't have a choice. Or is Oculus 6? I thought it was 8. Oh, it's 6 cards. Okay, so I can sack a Mist Caller to keep an Oculus down. Funny enough, actually, I can play my own Oculus now. I wonder if this is going to matter. And they played their springs from their hand, so that's 1 less. No! Rude. Okay, so I activate Mutavault, attack with almost everything. This thing dies. They take 6 damage, go to 5. Actually, no, they can take even more damage. Okay, all in. They block Mist Caller, they block Mist Caller. I don't care. We need to get our opponent dead. Because now we are, like, on the back. We're on the backswing by big time. I have this Cavern of Souls and it was worthless. Got hit by 2 Flare of Denials and a million subtleties. So I think our opponent's decision is like, okay, if I block the Mist Caller, I'm taking a big boatload of damage. It's 5, it's 9, go down to 2. But if you block this thing, still take a good chunk of damage. But the Mist Caller's on the board, so you can't be guaranteed that creature from the Oculus next turn. But you got 2 blockers, so like, who cares? Knowing my luck, this is where I draw the Lord. I'm trying to sink into stupor my miscaller to guarantee to draw a creature. That's funny. That's very funny, opponent. Didn't know you're a comedian here. That is a good draw. Okay, so let's get this Reader in play. That was a very good draw. Because can tap down the Oculus and then attack with everything and put our opponent at least down to 1. That was a very, very good. I wasn't even thinking of Reader as a draw, even though I wanted a Lord. That was the best Lord to draw. And it's very funny. Bouncing that Mistcaller ended up being their downfall. It was the exact. Oh, actually, okay. So this attack wasn't nearly as good as I thought it was going to be because they could block this. Why are they conceding? They just don't like their hand. They can block, trade, go to 1. I mean, they can untap this next turn. They still get like an extra. Like they still traded 2 creatures. I only have 3 creatures, so if they draw a creature, they can play it, and then that should be good enough. That was a very well. Well, that creature wasn't useful to me if I drew that. Anyway, it was a premature concession. Okay, this matchup, Stern Scold, just making sure nothing hits the battlefield is good. Stern Scolding is good. Mystical Dispute is good. In some cases, Harbinger of the Seas is good because they don't have actually a lot of green sources. So when you play Harbinger of the Seas, it cuts them off of a Shardless Birthing Ritual if it hasn't been played yet, which is like a big if. If it hasn't been played yet. Okay, I think I want to experiment with Engineered Explosives because there's a lot of games where the board is just clogged with a bunch of 2-drops, and I'm like, how do I beat all this stuff? And Birthing Ritual. So with Engineered Explosives, I can like wipe the entire board away. But I need the Gloom Lake Verge. I cannot depend on like this thing to be played on 1. I maybe I can have like 1 in the deck, but not more than that. It's just not something I can depend on. I think I should get rid of all the Consign to Memories because I'm just bringing better cards in, like Mystical Dispute. Take out maybe Dismember's fine. Kill the Oculus. Kills Oculus, but also kills sometimes Subtlety, if that's a surprise blocker. I need all the Lords. Lords are great. Mindspring is great because this is usually a very slow matchup. Phantasmal Image is also probably great. What are we getting rid of here, chat? What are we getting rid of? I guess we're going to get rid of 1 Dismember. Because it's still not super great value. And even though this is meant for Oculus, this can interact with Oculus. This can interact with Oculus. This can sort of interact with Oculus. Oculus is the toughest card to beat. Can't hate my hand. I'll keep it. I'm very likely just going to go land go. So I can counter a random 2-drop. Hopefully Birthing Ritual is not played. Oh, none of us want to play anything, huh? You'll pass these turnsies. Maybe they have Mystical Dispute up. Maybe we have Mystical Dispute up. Who knows what's happening. No card draw for you, please. If you don't mind. I'm sure you do, actually, but just going to have to deal with it. Seems fine to just throw a Reader out. There's no blue up for Stern Scolding. Or mystical, or most importantly, Mystical Dispute. Oh, I guess there was a Dismember, though. Alright, you dismembered my guy. Whatevers. Subtlety is not open for business, so we'll play Hex Cat. We're just gonna quote-unquote dump our hand while my opponent's sort of like vulnerable. No, we will not pay for that. Play Mind Spring, which I think is the most important creature to have in this game, especially since we're just playing Draw Go. And pass. This is my Philip V. Or my Coiling Oracle. And Viola my opponent's mana. Another Dismember. Alright. It turns out we both had incredibly interactive hands. Mistcaller. Would you like the subtlety of this? It's such a risky subtlety. Okay, I have something on the board. It is not nothing. Shardless Agent, sure. But what are you getting? Coiling Oracle. Okay. I'm just going to play out my hand. See what happens. Before I make any attacks, I'm going to play a Hex Catcher. See if it's going to get blown out by a Mystical Dispute or Stern Scolding. There's a Mystical Dispute. I will not pay for it. I'm going to play a second one. I want to do it before I attack because my opponent could have Subtlety and then just jump block the Drowner. Look at this interactive hand. It's Dismember, Dismember, Mystical Dispute. I'm certain that there's a Subtlety in hand still. Imagine drawing that earlier. That would have been so strong. Yeah, they can't hardcast Subtlety here and hold up Mystical Dispute at the same time. Oh no, I can actually play Dismember and have 3 mana up for Mystical Dispute. Remember, Mystical Dispute can counter more things. Okay, just pass. I probably have to Dismember this stupid thing later. Oh wow, they're already at 1 life. Oh yeah, because they played 2 Dismembers. Ah yes. So this is what it's like to be on the side of... so this is what it's like when playing against a player who doesn't have black mana for Dismember. It's great. Oculus, okay. We will kill it. Oh, they've got Subtlety mana up. How much life am I going to pay? The whole thing? I think I am paying the whole thing. Just to play around Mystical Dispute, hard casted for 3 mana, and we win the match. They technically should wait for us to attack, because if they pass the turn, I was not going to attack with Hex Catcher. I think they are representing... It felt like they had the Subtlety the entire time, and they just never had an opportunity to play it. And that's the last thing they could play. With Glasspool Mimic, I'd probably play Cavern of Souls on Rogue. I don't know what I would do with this. Oh no, actually, what I would just hard cast Glasspool Mimic. If they have Subtlety, then that's fine. We wait till next turn to make an attack. Otherwise, if it resolves, I copy Flood Pit's Drowner, tap down to Coiling Oracle, and attack with everything. Okay, that was round 3. Let's move on to round 4. Here for round 4, we won the die roll. I don't really like this hand at all, but I don't think it's worth throwing away either. We need a little bit of help off the top of our deck. By a little I mean maybe quite a lot. But we have some cards to help us draw us there. So draw us there. Mind Spring Merfolk, you better do it. You better do it. Bros energy. For the 100th billionth time. Play this on Merfolk. Play just a Mind Spring and pass. And we will snap Jump Block if we have the option. Give me a chance to blow up this stupid monkey. Just give me a chance. I'll take it. Take it down. Dirty monkey. I think an attack actually is good because otherwise I'm just going to pass the turn and draw cards off of the Mind Springs for the next few turns. And trading at least the monkey, trading the 2/1 for a random 1/1, I think in this case is pretty good. Obviously, I don't know what the hell is in my opponent's hand, so maybe they have a better plan to like galvanic discharge a creature and then kill another one on their turn. They could galvanic discharge and then flage on their turn. But now I'm going to at least buff up one, no matter what. Okay, Goddess Souls. So these are like misordered. Ooh, but we have the Oscillate Pride. Very proud. Now we're going to see Ragavan attack? Nope. It's a very defensive energy deck. Let's buff our board. Was this going to be a discharge? Doesn't work in response. Doesn't matter what you do in response. That's... Oh, it actually does matter. Okay, so you get to pay for 1 instead of 2. That does help you. Which helps the God of Souls later. Well, the most mana efficient thing to do is to play Reejerey and Dismember, and then maybe we can have an explosive turn on the future, especially if we draw a land. Actually, maybe not. This type of hand actually can't be that explosive. It's not allowed to be explosive. Okay, so if it can't be explosive, maybe it's got to be safe. Drawing a Mistcaller is nice. Actually, maybe I just don't want to do anything. I think I should just pass. Where's getting this thing on the... Maybe getting Mistcaller on the board is important. Well, Mistcaller will be free in the future. If I play Reejerey on any turn. Can I play a land? Can I play this one? No. I played land this turn. So I want to keep my life total high and dry, and we don't have to play this Dismember. Block. No, okay, do you know what? There's such a chance that they play Flage or something, and then I need some random creature to block Ragavan, so I'm just going to do it like this. My plan so far is just to Dismember the Guide of Souls. We're just going to make things fly and gain more life and be more of a problem. Another discharge. Ew! That was my good card. That was my good card. Well, I'm going to kill your good card. Eye for an eye here. Why discharge before attacking? Doesn't make any sense. Easiest double block in my life. Oh, or am I getting baited? Am I getting baited? Like, my opponent has been playing so passive and so conservative. They didn't even attack with this Ragavan for so many turns. They're not really playing creatures, so do they have like just another Galvanic Discharge? Is that it? Maybe Lightning Bolt? Maybe that white spell that kills a creature? You know what? And is that maybe I want them to get rid of that removal? Okay, do you know what? If they have removal in hand, I don't want it to hit the Regery, so actually let's make this double block. Okay, so we're just trading 1 for 1 here. That's fine with me. Or, okay, maybe first strike damage happened first, then we might see some interaction here. And we are. Yeah, the Thraben Charm. So that's fine with me, again. Now we can go like Regery into Phantasmal Image. And there's no removal for this. So we baited out the removal. I think we baited out the removal. And now if we draw like a random Merfolk, we will be unstoppable. Also, I'd really appreciate it if our opponent has no more removal. So, ah! 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 That was very rude, opponent. That was very rude. Like, it's not where it's technically I should keep playing on. Okay, I'll just look at one draw step if it's not Tashanda's Tidebinder. Like, or I guess Flood Pit Stranded would also be useful. But a lot of things need to go right here. A lot of things. And still no attack? They got the City's Blessing now? Huh. Okay, this is where this would be great, but I need Consign to Memory. So I can copy... Well, copying Flage does nothing for me. I have nothing at instant speed. So I play Image, copy Flage. I gotta sack it. Gotta play Glass. No, I can't do anything at instant speed. It would be nice if I had 2 Phantasmal Images. Kill off Flage. Not that that is a great line. Let's go. Game 2. Let's go to game 2. We'll go to game 2. Sadly, even though I'm playing this Image deck, I don't necessarily think we have a great advantage versus Boros Energy anyway. So we're going to bring in all the useful counterspells. I'll take out the Consign to Memories, take out all the Miscallers, take out... We're bringing in License first specifically just for Flage. Take out some Hex Catchers. Sure. Submit. The game is so even, and the Flage hits the graveyard and we're dead. That's magic, I guess. We'll keep this hand. Play Island Pass. Stern Scolding basically anything. Actually, I probably could have played Mindspring first because I do have a Dismember for some of the more critical cards. Okay, the way we've curved out has not punished us because I was not going to play a Phantasmal Image that turn. I keep forgetting actually that I do want to side in Force Negation in this matchup just to hit. Well, it's not just to hit Goblin Bombardment, but I think it's relevant to hit Goblin Bombardment and Fable of the Mirror Breaker. This card is very hard to beat. It's very, very hard to deal with. pass. I'm not playing Merfolk because it just plays right into a Johnny. Where they would play a Johnny, sack a token, flip a Johnny, make a token, kill my Mind Spring, and I'm just super dead. I do have to counter this though. Oh no, actually I don't. Doesn't have haste. Actually, that's a pretty good draw for us. Actually, I probably should have activated this in response. No, it's okay. If they want to sack this Voice of Victory here, I would be. I'd let you know what, they're more than welcome. It's a pretty good card. Oh, they want to use Galvanic Discharge. All right, that's fair. It's fair too. Still draw a card out of it. Still, quote unquote, up. Still can't tap out with Reedry. I need to like hit some. I need to use this turn Scolding critically on something important. Fable is pretty important, but I can't hit that card. Reedry. Okay, so we're gonna have a Reedry in play. And hope our opponent cannot actually cast a spell to kill this Reedry. Then if we can untap and get another Reedry in play, maybe we can outlive the Goblin bombardment. Playing Phantasmal Image for no value is like pointless. It would be nice for them to play a card that I can, like a Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah, just something to get some value. So if Guide of Souls hits the battlefield, you want to sack 2 things to kill my Reedry, I think I'd be fine with that. I'm just trying to make sure a Johnny doesn't resolve. There it is. We waited very patiently for that damn thing to arrive, and it has arrived. And then my opponent was like, "Oh, hey Johnny!" Oh damn. Despite the fact we're playing around this Goblin bombardment as best as I possibly can is meaningless. It's become meaningless. Also, my opponent's curve is actually perfect. Look at this. 0 drop, 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. If I draw Engineered Explosives, it's like borderline useless. Now what? Now what? Well, now I just got to play with my stuff. My stuff sucks, though. Use Phantasmal Image to copy a pathetic Mutavault. I don't think copying Guide of Souls is of any use to me right now. Gaining an energy from the flipped Fable. Even if I had Force Negation, I don't even know how much this would have helped me in this game. Yeah, it's very clear if we're trying to beat Boros Energy, this Phantasmal Image is just not going to get the job done. It's a very cool card. Ultimately, maybe useless. It's sad. I can make a pretty big board here. Like, I have a really big board. But it's of no point. The Goblin Bombardments will kill the Phantasmal Image, and we're just going to get eaten up in the sky to the Sky to Souls. Well, wah, wah. That's well, okay, we're at 3 losses. I'm done. I'm done with this league. I've seen better leagues. I've seen better leagues, chat. Okay, so if we want to be Boros Energy, first off, unfortunately we were not up against a lot of meta decks. The only 2 meta decks were the Simic Ritual deck and also Boros Energy. That mono black deck, I've seen it in the modern challenges though. It's performed very well. Not many people are playing it. Maybe they should. Maybe it's gonna make a comeback, which would be terrible for us because Bowmasters is outrageously powerful versus all these cards. Yeah, well, what can I say? Anyway, I think Phantasmal Image, it's very, very interesting, but we still need to make sure that Boros Energy is under control. Maybe I should just re-explore my mono blue deck. Does anyone want to see the mono blue, like, 20 C's deck again? That beat Boros Energy. It just has to beat everything else somehow. Somehow it has to beat everything else. Well, I'll think about it. Anyway, take care, everyone. See you next time.